In today's video, we're going to learn how to make these key fobs in under 10 minutes. This is a super fun and fast project to do, and there are so many ways to customize and personalize these. It is great. Hi, I'm Dawn from Creative Appliques. Thanks so much for being here. If you're a subscriber, welcome back. I'm so grateful for you. And if you're not a subscriber, click that subscribe button and right next to it, the bell to be notified when I upload new content. In today's video, we're going to talk all about the supplies that you need to make these key fobs. This design of mine is the satin stitch finish one, and it comes in the lengths of 7-inch, 8-inch, 9-inch, 10-inch, 11, 12, 13, and 14. So 8 different sizes. It also, for each of the sizes, it also comes with a blank one. And then there are 4 different quilting options. So there's the straight lines, there's the square, there's the diamond, and the stipple. So we're going to talk all about everything you need and how to accomplish this super fun project. So let's jump in. So let's talk about the supplies that we're going to need. You're going to need your pieces of fabric pre-cut, and so I have mine labeled here with my little spools. These are an in the hoop embroidery design you can purchase from my website, but you'll need some batting or foam, whatever you're using, and then your 2 pieces of fabric. You're going to need some tearaway stabilizer. This one needs tearaway, or you can use a mesh wash away if you want. You're going to need your key fob hardware, so that comes in 2 different widths. You've got the 1-inch here in my left hand and the 1.25 inch in my right hand. So you're going to want to be aware of what design file you choose depending on the width of the key fob hardware you have. Some glue, so you can use something like this. This one dries clear. It's a fast dry glue and it's waterproof. This helps to hold the fabric in the key fob. Some tape. I like Transport 3M tape because it tears really easily. You're going to want some embroidery thread and then matching bobbin thread for when we do the satin stitch on the outline. And then your pliers. So yours may look a little different than mine, but these are to clamp down the key fob hardware. And you load the design to the machine and we will get stitching the first step, which is the placement. This stitch the placement line. So now we're going to take piece A, which is the batting, and I'm going to place it on top of all the stitching and then tape it down. The next step is going to stitch the tack down for piece A batting. Now I remove the tape. The next thing to do is to trim the batting. You will need to trim the batting because this finishes in a satin stitch and we don't want to have batting poking out the edges. So I did forget to mention that you do need scissors for this step. You want to make sure you get as close as you can to the stitching so it doesn't end up sticking out of your satin stitching later on. This stitching is a little closer or narrower than the placement stitching. That's on purpose to help you get inside of the satin stitching that will happen at the end. So now we have trimmed it really close as I think I can get. Now the next step is to take piece B and place it on top of covering the stitching. This is going to be your front fabric, so you want to have that placed exactly where you want it to be. If you're using something like this stripe here, you know, you could place that exactly where you want between the stitching. So the next thing that's going to stitch is the tack down for this, and then the quilting. Now, if you want the quilting to be in a contrasting color so it stands out, now is the time to load that. You don't need to have the matching bobbin right now, but to have the thread color for what you want on top. If you want it seen, you have it in a contrasting color. If you don't want it seen, then you can use the same color as the predominant color in the fabric. So now we're going to go stitch the tack down and the quilting. So I stitched mine in a contrasting color so you can see it. This is the square one. The file comes with 4 different quilting patterns. So you'll have lines, stipple, this square, and then a diamond. And then there's also a blank one in here. So now that we've stitched the quilting, the next step, if you're adding a name, you are going to want to stitch that now before adding the back. So the way I would do a name is I would place it here on the key fob. So you don't want to do it in the center, because when you fold the key fob over, then if it was in the center, it's going to go around this way. So if you want to have it on both sides, you can stitch the name here and then also here as well. Being that this is the top of the key fob, I would have the start of the name here, so reading down this way. So if it was, it would be, for my name, D-A-W-N. And then if you wanted it to be both sides, then I would start it this way and it would be D-A-W-N. So that way you can know where to place it by centering it within this area here. You don't want to bump it up too far here, because this is going to be underneath a little bit for the hardware. So it's going to be a little bit underneath the hardware here. So that's one thing to be aware of. Okay. So now you would stitch the name. All right, so we are not going to do that this time. So I'm going to turn over to the back side of the hoop, and I'm going to take piece C and I'm going to place it down. I'm going to place this down. So you want to make sure when you're placing it down, you don't want to have this lined up here. You want to have it extending over. And I ran out of fabric, so I purposefully went ahead and sewed it together so that I could get exactly what I wanted. So now that I have lines, I'm gonna kind of center it between the stitching. Okay, so now the next thing to stitch is going to be the back tack down. So it's going to tack down this back piece on the machine. So we've stitched down the back piece. Now what we need to do is we need to trim around just the 2 long edges on the sides here. We're not going to trim this part just yet. The satin stitching is only going to go on the 2 long vertical sides. That is on purpose to not get a whole bunch of bulk inside of the key fob area. So we're also going to glue it in there so it'll be nice and secured. So right now we're just going to trim the 2 long edges. You want to make sure you trim as close as you can to the stitching without cutting the stitching. Now we're going to do the same thing on the front side here. Again, leaving the ends and now we're ready to return to the machine and stitch the final satin stitching. So this is the time now, if you want to have a matching bobbin to the top thread, now is the time to change the bobbin and then stitch the satin stitching. So you can see it stitched the satin stitch along the 2 lines, the 2 long edges. The next and final step is to stitch a top stitching along the satin. If you don't want that on there, you can skip it. I'm going to stitch it so you'll see what it looks like. So that is the final stitch that goes down the center of the satin stitch. It just secures it a little more, and it's nice to put that in a contrasting color so you can see it. All right, so now we're going to clean it up. So pop it out of the hoop and gently tear away the stabilizer. And now if you have any little stray threads, you can trim those up. Sometimes you get little parts of the actual material poking out. Now, sometimes you can see here, there's a little bit of stabilizer and some of the fabric poking out. And I just like to run my finger over it. And sometimes that helps it go back into the stitching. All right, so now I'm going to take the ends here and I'm going to trim them down a little bit. So I'm going to trim them down to about like 1/4 of an inch because I don't need all of this here. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to grab the glue and our hardware, and I'm going to use this stabilizer here to protect my mat. So how I like to do this is I like to just fold the key fob, the fabric, in half here like this and put a crease in it, and then I'm going to run some glue just on this edge here. Right there, just to hold the two pieces together, because sometimes when you get to putting it inside the key fob and the hardware and stuff, it could start shifting around on you. I'm going to use a clip for a moment just to hold it there. And now I'm going to take the hardware here, and you see the prongs there? This is the back side essentially. Those little prongs that are gonna dig into the fabric and hold it. I like to put some glue right along inside the back. Not too much, just enough to get a little bit in there, so when it'll hold the fabrics in there once you put them in there. All right, so then put the fabrics in there. Now this is always the fun part, trying to hold it all together as you're trying to clamp it down. And now I just put it in there like that and give it a good squeeze. So there you go. We have the 1-inch key fobs and the 1.25 inch. And you can see they're both finished in a nice satin stitch. The one on the left here, I did not do the top stitching on. The one on the right here has the top stitching, and it's a great way to hold your keys. It's great to put on the ends of the bags here, like as a little wristlet, so that you can put this around your wrist or have it to be able to carry it or hook it on something that you may need to hook it onto. And so that is the 2 key fobs. I hope you enjoyed this video today. Thanks so much for joining me. I appreciate your time. And if you haven't subscribed, please click on that subscribe button and the bell right next to it to be notified when I upload new content. And please give my video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the content and you want to continue seeing more. So until I see you next time, guys, make your life creative. Bye for now.